to live after we hit that button, but I'm going to
Go
actually
ahead.
make sure I've got the thing up. All right. Boom. There we go. Yes. Welcome to Next Level. It's been a few weeks for
Yeah.
scheduling reasons. But we're back and we're going to talk about two episodes, one that already published and one that will be publishing this Friday. So, Next Level, I host the podcast Level with Emily. Sam Keenan is the producer of that aforementioned podcast. And we talk to people who make audio in games, mostly music, which is great. So today we're going to talk about a game called Stardander School for Witches, scored by Chase Bethea. And we're going to talk about a cover album by a funk jazz band named Game Night. And Dom Palombi is the drummer who leads that band. They have a new album out called Game Night Volume 2. So those are the things we're going to talk about. Stardander School for Witches, the game, and then Dom Palombi's new album with his band Game Night Volume 2. So before we get into all of that, Sam, how are
Mm-hmm.
you?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a minute since we've,
It has.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We got our schedule kind of flipped.
So those are,
Yeah.
we did, but we're back on track now. Like this is boop now.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
back on track. So that's good news. Yep.
Yeah.
We do have a lot to get to. So should we dive right in?
Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Well, Stardander School for Witches. Let's start there because that episode already published.
Mm-hmm.
Chase Bethea is the composer of that game,
Yes.
and he says it right off the bat. It's basically like a Harry Potter-esque kind of situation. You're in school, you're learning things, you're dealing with teachers and professors
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, and learning spells and whatnot. What did you think of the music in Stardander?
I thought it was very interesting. I thought it was like an interesting conglomeration of genres and instrumentation and
Yeah,
kind of a weird mix, which made it
yeah.
sound unique and pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
one of the things I like about Chase's music is it's eclectic in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's a surprise. You're like, "Ooh, what instruments are we gonna get to next?" And
Yeah.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
it's kind of like you know, for I don't know, 25 years or so, 30 years, there's been the ability for people to combine instruments that you don't normally hear together
Hmm. Hmm.
because of, all the things,
Yeah,
digital music and you don't really hear it that much, even though that's so possible. You don't hear people
right.
putting together just disparate combinations. You do,
Yeah,
but like it's
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
it's just like normally people focus more on a genre, or they'll just add a little sprinkling of something, but the
yeah,
mixture is really interesting, and it sounds like witch music. It's real mysterious and
yeah,
moody, and there's some cool rhythm stuff that's kind of quirky. And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Cool. Well, let's hear a track.
Okay.
Um, we can go ahead and just listen to the song. There's a song, and his mom sings, which is adorable.
Yeah.
Um,
What's that one called?
so I think it's called Stardander.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think it's called School Song Anthem. That's what the final is that he sent. But let's listen to just a handful of seconds of that because it's
Okay.
brief anyway. But it gives you an idea of his mom singing, which is really awesome.
Yes.
Starlander, Starlander, dust in the sky. Starlander, Starlander, sweep up the sky. Starlander, Starlander, sweep up and fly. Try 20 rhymes and two lovely toads.
Yeah,
Ratty
yeah,
Yeah, like that's, one thing about just a lot of the music is it's got this weird like folk music quality, but not. It's like this folk from some magical place or something like that.
yeah,
And that's like Yeah, and also just the the there's like interesting influences, kind of Japanese game influences and other things in the music that just stick out, and it's I don't
Mhm.
know, it's a little bit of a mind-bending combo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you want to hear anything specific before I make another choice?
Well, I wrote down some stuff.
Yeah.
The first one I had written down was called Daily Activities, and that
Yeah,
was
there's several of those. So is
oh, there
there
are.
do you have more, or
Oh
is it
shoot.
just straight up daily activities? Do you know?
Well, I don't
Probably.
know. Maybe it is. All I know is I in parentheses was harpsichord and dulcimer.
Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, so let's listen to some of that. This is called daily activities. This is the main iteration of, yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah. I just love all the twisting that does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
very cool.
see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the like where is that folk music from? Like who brought a harpsichord and a dulcimer to this party?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they play well together, and that's
Yeah.
the percussiveness is cool, and the kind of counter
Yep.
rhythms and stuff. You know?
Yep. Very, very cool. Very cool. I loved talking to him about clearing the forest, and he does a whole long, like audio log of it,
Mm-hmm.
or he recorded it while he was um, composing that piece, and so he shares that in the thing, like in the interview. He just like held his phone up to his microphone so that we could hear this insight into how he constructed the track, which was really fun. So be sure to check that out when you hear the episode. But that piece that he talks about is clearing the forest. So let's hear a little bit of that. There's like kind of this reckless abandon to that track that I really
Yeah.
like. You know, there's just a lot of motion and energy.
Mm-hmm. And competing rhythms, competing
Yeah,
grooves, really, which is
right.
it
Yeah.
reminds me of when you get like a big drum circle around, and people are playing in like, 8 different time signatures, and it's all flipping
Yeah.
over itself and everything,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super. Do you have another one?
Uh, I had written that one down too, but
Yeah.
one else that I wrote down was called The Inventor's Imprudence, which I thought had a cool build to it.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe let it roll up.
Let it roll. All right, here we go. The Inventor's Imprudence from Stardander by Chase Bethea. Your beard.
Yeah, that's
like
one of
a
my favorite
surprise.
ones.
Yeah, it's a surprise around every turn.
Right, exactly. And it's just
Yeah.
it's got it like swings nice, but it's got these weird kind of surprising rhythm
Yeah.
punches and
Yep.
once again like it just kind of an adventurous collection of instruments, you know.
Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like it would be hard to do that stuff live,
oh yeah.
you
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I do know.
I guess you could do it with 6 keyboard players.
Yeah, you would definitely need uh some computers. Well, I guess you wouldn't have to have computers. You could just
Yeah.
have real
Sound
people, but it
banks.
would take several of them.
Mm-hmm.
Several
Mm-hmm.
people, not computers, several people if you didn't want to use computers, or several computers if you did. Um yeah, so I highly recommend that you listen to the conversation that I had with Chase Bethea about Stardander. It had been a couple of years at least since we had him on the show, so it was really nice to get caught up with him and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
hear new stuff from him. I can't remember if that game just came out or if it's about to come out. It might have
Okay.
just come out, but it's around soon
Do
or
you
already.
remember who makes that game?
Fancy Fish, I think.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think. Let me look, because I'm in front of a computer.
Yeah.
Stardander School for
That
Witches.
name Stardander, like I had a hard time letting that sink into my brain, even though it's a cool name.
Yeah,
Stardander is a cool, interesting
it's so
idea, but
good.
I
Yeah.
kept thinking Starlander.
Oh, really?
The D just kept like
No,
Stardander.
I love that word. Yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
great word, Stardander.
I'd probably be
Uh,
allergic to it.
the thing I had to unlearn is I kept putting a colon or a colon, as our
Yeah.
British friends say. After I kept doing that after Stardander, so I'd be like Stardander, School for Witches. That's not how
Mm,
it goes.
okay.
Yeah, that's
It's
all.
not like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
No. Uh, um, so yeah, so check it out. It's always great to hear from Chase, and
Hmm.
we had a really nice chat. Um, and it's unfortunate we couldn't rally this ahead of time, but we didn't, and I'm glad we had a chance to talk about it.
Yeah,
The episode upcoming for this coming Friday, March 29th, if you can believe that, since winter just got here.
I
Uh,
know.
Dom Palombi, who is an absolutely fantastic drummer, percussionist,
Hmm.
composer, band leader from out east, from New Jersey. And Dom he couldn't be from anywhere else, right? With a name
Yeah.
like Dom.
Yeah.
You can't be a Dominic and be born anywhere but New Jersey. Or Italy, I guess. That'd be acceptable.
Right.
Um, but Dom is fantastic, and the band, it's great. This album is for him a lot more personal. I think he chose like some deeper cuts, which was fun to hear him talk about. And we literally do talk about every single track, so I don't want to go too overboard here.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause there are 9 tracks, and there are 10 tracks, I mean, and you and I could easily go through each freaking one because
Hmm.
they all have really fantastic solos or features. I mean, Mega Ran is on this album. Are you kidding me? I love Mega Ran. Like,
Yeah.
to me, I mean, I think we all have like a different scale of royalty in our head, and to me, Mega Ran is like up there in the
Hmm.
video game music world. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
love
And
that.
Megaran and Vidari's on it. Vidari
Videri
String
is on it.
Quartet.
Videri String Quartet. Of course, Carlos Eni and Saint in the Rain music, of course, is all over it, which is great.
Yeah.
Juno Sarita, Juna Sarita, who's an amazing bass player. She's
Yeah.
fantastic. I mean, the list, yeah. I mean, of course, Patrick Bartley, who I think went to Berkeley maybe at the same time as Dom or something. I can't remember
Okay.
exactly how they're friends, but Patrick Bartley is like, I mean, Patrick Bartley, I learned of him as a jazz musician releasing jazz albums and playing jazz fests, but it turns out he had like this whole like anime jazz band at Berkeley or something. And so he's royalty of a different kind. And he's all over this album or on a couple tracks, and the originals are great. yeah, it's a really wonderful album. So I'll let you
Hmm.
say some things here
Yeah,
about
no, it's great. It's really tight. The performances are amazing. Solos are
yeah.
great. It's like, and I love me some funk. It's funky as hell, and
Yeah.
the jazz fusion is strong, and it's
Yes.
it's uh it's a lot of fun. It's fun,
Hmm.
and it feels good. It like it every track made, even the slower ones, just made me want to move around.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick one? Pick a track?
Okay. Well, I like the one called Bad Guys.
That's the one with Megaran in it. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, this track is so, so good. It's from a game called Maple Story, and the
Yeah, and
area, yeah, go on.
the game, like that you said, is kind of deep cuts, and that's what I was had written down too. It's just a lot of games that I don't know, and soundtracks I didn't know, but
Yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean. But
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's fun to have a album focused on that stuff instead of all Mario and Zelda or whatever. Not
Oh,
that
of
they did that
course,
last
yeah.
time, but
There's no Mario or Zelda on
yeah.
this album. There
Right.
is Final Fantasy and there is Chrono Cross. So I mean,
Yeah.
you get or Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger,
Apologies,
yeah.
but you're right. It's yeah. Um, and even then, it's like not what you would expect from Final Fantasy, and it's not what you
Hmm.
would expect from Chrono Trigger. I don't think, but
Hmm.
those are all great, and I love hearing from them. But
Right. Right.
yeah, no, Maple Story is the only game I wasn't really familiar with at all, but I know of all the others quite
Super
well.
Monkey Ball.
Oh, hell yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I
My
don't know that
roommate
one.
in grad school played the hell out of that all the time. He was always playing Super Monkey Ball. Um, yeah, but so let's listen to some Bad Guys, and we'll skip around too because this is like I said the Megaran track, but also Charlie Rosen is the bass player. Charlie's been a guest on Level before because he has his own band and is like a Grammy winner. I mean, this,
Hmm.
yeah. So let's go ahead and listen to some Bad Guys from Game Night Volume 2, Dominic Palombi. And it's on Bandcamp right now, and you should get it. Oh, and Bad Guys also is only available on Bandcamp. You can't. It's
Hmm.
not on Spotify. It's not anywhere else.
Oh.
So that's important to note. All right, here you go. Bad Guys. Yes. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to move just a little. Yes. Are you kidding me? Okay, sorry to interrupt, but you just have to say, 'cause when a bass player takes a solo, it
Yeah.
can be disastrous.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And this goes for any instrumentalist that doesn't have to breathe. It can be an
Mhm.
absolute shit show because you think you just have to fill everything, but everybody wants to hear the musical line breathe.
For
And
sure.
and we call that phrasing in jazz.
Yeah.
Right? And I know you
Yeah.
know that, but like, you play some, you're like, ba-doo, ba-doo, boop. and you just let it, and then it sounds because an instrumentalist would have to do that. So it sounds, everybody just expects breathing, and so when you hear a bass player who solos like that, you're like, yes.
Yeah.
It sounds so good,
Also, that bass, you can almost hear that. You know how some bass players use like that slippery stuff on the strings that helps you kind of slip around and slide and make things a little faster. Like I can almost hear it, even though I can't really, but I can. I can like feel it with how those little slides go and stuff like that. It's like it feels all slippery.
Awesome. So I'm gonna we're gonna keep listening to this track because it's so great.
Okay.
Because also I want to hear some of the Megaran thing, but I also want to set up Megaran a little bit, only in that when you're playing Maple Story and you get to Kerning City, that's where you learn thievery. You like learn how to be a thief,
All right.
Your skills. You know how in an RPG, right? You're like, oh, go to Magic Town to learn your magic, and you go to Thief Village to learn how to creep around and steal shit or whatever. So that's Kerning City. So that's what Megaran is going to be singing or rapping about or talking.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So let's go.
It is a Maple Story, a sharp blade and a mic, they get my inventory. Listen, I've been exploring, but man, it's getting boring. Why I work for a living? I can just take the glory. Because I'm such a pro, I'm untouchable. Level up the flows and level up the road. Yeah, they call me a thief, but what you really should know is that I got my name, cause I'll be stealing the show. Night Lord, set a trap.
It goes on, but I'm gonna not let you hear the rest. It's so good. I want people to go listen to this album.
And just for our little Minnesota Twin Cities connection there, that rap style is you can hear the influence of Atmosphere and all those that crew from like back in the day. Yeah.
Was that never mind. Okay. Never mind. Let's go on.
That's all right.
All right, let's just do one more. What do you want to hear?
Another one I really liked was called 3 Lives Left.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is one of the originals.
Oh, they're all so good. We might have to listen to 2 more. Okay, but yeah, let's listen to some of 3 Lives Left. This is one of the originals, yes.
This one might be worth skipping around on a little bit too. I didn't write down any timings because we could just listen to whatever, but there's just cool stuff happens in it,
Cool stuff happens in it, and as Dom mentions, like Ryan Devlin's solo is insane. I mean, he told him, he's like, okay, you're down to 1 life, live, like play like you're about to die, and he kind of does. And it's just like awesome. So yeah, let's bounce around 3 Lives Left. We'll listen to the beginning and then, and then go from there. Cause it speeds up too as the game, as the track goes. That's Dom too, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to skip ahead just a tiny bit. Two lives now.
Yep.
All right, I'll go forward a little bit now. It's worth hearing some of Ryan's solo, I think.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Super cool. Super cool.
So good. And then we'll close with this other original that's called Next Chapter. It's just so good. And this Carlos Eni, Insane in the Rain Music, has a solo in here, and it's kind of a feature for him. Dom kind of wrote this for him, and his sound. I know I say it every time I talk about him, but it's just it just ceases to amaze me how fat of a sound that guy gets out of his tenor saxophone. So
Right.
we're gonna listen. I already started it because it starts with this piano thing,
Mhm.
which is lovely.
Right. Yeah.
But we'll get into this a little bit, and then I'll probably skip to some of his solo as well. Yeah, this is very fusion-y to me.
Mhm. Big time.
Yeah. So good. I'm skipping. No, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super tight too. Everything's so tight, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, of course, they did all of this long distance. Like this blows. Like we just, didn't have. That's not how it worked.
Right. No, which is it's
But,
interesting. It gives. I mean, it's super tight. And it sounds really cohesive and great. But they like when people do that, it gives it a certain kind of flavor. It almost reminds me of it's like if Peter Gabriel's band was like messing around like before the show or something like that. Like it's got this. I don't know. This vibe to it that you can kind of feel the collaboration across places.
oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's an absolutely fantastic album, and I recommend everybody go check it out. Never hurts to buy it if you're able to buy it. The only reason I didn't say that about Chase's is because it's not available, but when it is, obviously that applies to his as well.
Right. Yeah.
But
He's got other
Game
stuff
Night
you can
Volume
buy
2
too.
What's that?
He's got other stuff you can buy
Oh,
too
of
and
course.
check out
Yeah,
Chase.
yeah,
Mhm.
on Bandcamp and places. So, so that's the episode for this week. Don Palombi's Game Night Volume 2. And as I said, he and I talk about all 10 tracks, which is crazy because I never even said at the beginning, I'm like, we're not going to be able to, and we did. And I'm glad. It was great.
Yeah.
You check it out and be sure to listen to the Chase episode, which is already published. And this will be up on Friday at some point. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, barring any scheduled disruptions, I guess. So
Yes.
wait, actually, let me. I should look at that right now. Yeah, nope, we won't be back in 2 weeks. I just agreed to host a show that day, so I
Oh.
won't be home till way later. But we'll figure it out.
We'll
So
figure something out.
we'll be back
Yeah.
at some point, and because we've got another couple of great episodes coming up. So, all right. Anything else, Sam Keenan, you want to say about anything?
Nope. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Check us out on Discord. That link is down in the show notes at some point.
Share a link with your friends.
Tell your friends. Please do that. Yes, that's fantastic. All right. Well, levelwithemily.com, also patreon.com/level, and then, of course, this YouTube channel. And we'll catch you next time we catch you.